What's up, babes? Welcome back to another video. This video is starring some amazing posters that I got from that anime convention, finally framed. That is Brooke back there looking cold. Sanji's in the back. There's a Berserk one back there as well. I think look really good, and I'm kind of excited to get more. I got like basically all the Straw Hats. It was kind of messed up, but they didn't have Frankie because he obviously came before Brooke, so I was like, I don't know why we're doing that, but hey, they didn't have Jinbei either. But today's video is going to be about, like I said, we're going to do One Piece probably a month, just because it's something I regularly keep up with and I'm very involved in. I like discussing it with people and friends, so yeah, I'm going to talk about why Wano is going to be the best arc in One Piece ever. Now, I want to start with kind of what makes a good arc, right? Some arcs that stand out to me, at least pre-time skip, and I'll get to why Wano's so big, is because there hasn't really been an ending, like a clean ending to an arc. You could say Dressrosa, you could maybe say Whole Cake, maybe, but they're all culminations of the large arc, the large arc that is Wano as a whole, with Kaido as the main bad guy. Now, obviously, there's two Yonko involved in that, but what makes a good arc? I see Arlong Park as a great arc. I see Alabasta as an amazing arc. Enies Lobby as my favorite arc. Now, what do all these arcs have in common? All these arcs have in common Luffy with an original defeat, if not more, an original defeat to the main bad guy. Now, this happened with Arlong when he kind of got him in the water, which, like, you can see that as a defeat or not, but he prolonged the battle, and some of the Straw Hats had to come up and defend him. Now, at the same time, you got the same spotlight with, at the time, there was only three, Usopp, Zoro, and Sanji, all getting their own character fights, developing as characters and showing how strong they really are. With Zoro with his injuries, as you can see from that nice scar on the poster. But yeah, Sanji having to deal with like the underwater battle to protect Luffy, and them going out of their way to protect Luffy. Now, Alabasta, we have more characters. Now, Chopper, Nami are also fighting, so now it's kind of bigger, and that was obviously a much bigger arc than Arlong Park, just because there were so many, and it started basically right after Arlong Park and they got to the Grand Line. That's basically Alabasta arc in my mind, just because that's what they're going to. That's the end goal once they find Vivi on Whiskey Peak, and that's kind of what they're doing. Now, when that one ends, once again, everyone gets their own spotlight fight with Mr. Four, Usopp, and Chopper, and Miss Merry Christmas. I could go through all of them. Zoro Mr. One was an amazing fight, and all these fights were really good. Nami beating Ms. Doublefinger, which was kind of like the first time we really see Nami with like a big upset, being pushed to their limit. Luffy actually losing twice to Crocodile this time, but at the end getting the final dub that he needed, never giving up. And that's something that I think we like to see, is the defeat onto, oh my god, this guy is too strong, and then Luffy overcomes that anyway. What was great about that arc as well was, well, there was a lot great about that arc, but what was great about the arc is that everyone was pushed to their limit, and that's kind of something that we haven't really seen in the new world, is not everyone's really been pushed to their limit. Luffy has, I don't believe Zoro has, and I don't believe Sanji has, and I think they're finally at a point in the story where it's like, now's the time where you guys are going to be pushed, and even they realize that with the recency with Queen and King. They're like, well, if we win this, like, we're that close to him being named King of the Pirates, and that's why we're doing this. So that's awesome. And then Enies Lobby, the same thing. I'll just throw in Frankie. They all get their spotlights. They're all fighting a piece of CP9. Luffy loses originally to him at Water 7. He loses, and then he goes and beats him finally to save Robin, and that's going after and saving somebody, rescuing somebody, which is something that I really loved, just because it didn't end. There was more world building involved with that one too, with Aokiji kind of just being around, and he kind of just followed them. What I love about the end of that arc, and I don't think I realized this until like the second time I read it all the way through, is he could have stopped them. He could have. He just decided not to. And that's, I could talk about Aokiji for an entire video, but I'm not going to do that. But that was an amazing arc because everyone got their spotlight. The main hero loses, but he ends up winning, and they all escape. That's kind of like what goes down, because at the end, the government is always like on their tail, right? Even in Arlong Park, what's that guy's, I don't remember his name, some with an N, with like the cat whisker things. He's even like right there, and like more people come to be like, well, where are they? Because the government's always hot on the tail of pirates, but they always get away. Now, what's going to make this one great? We're already starting to see what I was talking about, and now we're throwing in Robin, we're throwing in Jinbei, we're throwing in so many other characters, and not only that, they're getting their spotlights, but it's much quicker. And you can tell that it's much quicker because of how many more characters that we have here. Now, the Flying Six is basically out of the running. If you believe that, I'm kind of so-so on it. I do believe it, but Zoans being the most durable Devil Fruit users, I'm not 100% sure that they're done. I think they are. I think they're done. I think everyone got their awesome moment. Jinbei, like, fighting racism and his... Robin, like, giving away, she's like, I will become a demon for this purpose. Frankie, just kind of being Frankie and having his goofy battles, but always coming out on top. But not even just the Straw Hats. Now, I love the Straw Hat spotlights, and they're going to get a bigger spotlight than most other characters. But kind of what's happening at the end, too, is the Samurai are getting spotlights. Now, many of them got some before, like with some deaths and different things like that. But the Inurashi and Nekomamushi are both getting their spotlights. Like, they're part of the final fights. And they made sure to spotlight that in... I don't remember what chapter it was exactly, probably like 3 chapters ago, where the fight with Jack and then fight with Piro Sparrow. And if we know that Nekomamushi and Inurashi are basically like on the same level, it's very interesting that they're paralleling Jack and Piro Sparrow, which is a commander on one side, and then Piro Sparrow's not a commander, but Piro Sparrow is a very strong and broken character, and I believe is probably stronger than Snack, maybe even stronger than Cracker, about the same level, but Piro Sparrow is not to be slept on. The first son, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's the first son, so definitely a very strong character. I don't think it's Katakuri level quite yet, which would bring up more problems with Luffy here at the end, but yes. Now Luffy has lost, just like he did to Crocodile, twice to Kaido. And then Big Mom's like kind of there, but what's beautiful about that is you have the Samurai, the Supernovas, and Luffy, and everybody's fighting, doing their own thing. And what is going to make Wano kind of the best is the world building piece on top of the formula that they've already dominated. And what I mean by that is, like, we care about Killer versus Hawkins, which is people that I never thought would be fighting against each other, but here they are fighting against each other, and we got introduced to them way back in Sabaody, and then everyone's wondering what these characters are going to do, and they're all out here. And now, maybe the biggest thing, not even talking about do they win, do they lose, we'll get to that in a second, do they win, do they lose, but after the fact. No matter what happens, what's next? And the government is going to make crazy big plays. There was talks of Zoro's dad maybe being... I saw a theory that he's Green Bull. I don't know how I feel about that theory. I think it'd be cool. Fujitora, he looks like he's from Wano. He's been theorized to be from Wano. And these guys kind of coming out of nowhere, just being Admiral level, like just like that, is a little suspicious. And especially with the Kainu talking about how Wano breeds super strong individuals, like just the country as a whole. It's very interesting. Oda talked about how this is Shanks' year, right? Now, I don't think Oda's fully aware of how years work, just because I think he said that One Piece was going to end around this time, about 5 years ago. But I do think Shanks is going to come out. I don't know what exactly that's going to look like, but that means that we're ending here. And you can tell that we're kind of getting sped up a bit, because I was amazed that the last chapter, Luffy, I think 10:25, right? Luffy is right in the face of Kaido. And obviously we're on a break this week, which is always sad. But we're on a break this week. But he's right in the face of Kaido with Momo and with Yamato right there. And I think that's quite the setup to end this. Now, I still want a Kaido flashback, and I think we're going to get it. And do I think he's going to win? Do I think he's going to lose? I don't know. But this is the culmination of an arc that started all the way back with Caesar Clown on Hazard Punk. So I'm like... Or Punk Hazard Punk. But I'm just so interested on... Can he actually do it? Now, I believe that it is going to end successfully. Many people do not believe this, but I think it is. I think that we've seen it too many times before. I don't think they're going to have him lose 3 times the same guy. And every single time he improved. He learned Conqueror's Haki when he just lost, and Rio the time he lost before when he got shoved in prison. I think the ground is fighting well, and CP0 is doing a fantastic job narrating the entire events of this. Now, Wano as a whole arc, like just Wano as a whole, might have started off a little slow. There could be parts that people are not too big of a fan on. But I think the ending is just going to be so worth it. So worth it. Just with how much they've done with world building, like where are we going to go after this? Like, let's say they do win. What's the relationship with, do Kid and Luffy start fighting? Are they cool at that point? They probably go their separate ways. Is Killer dead? I don't know. Like, there's so much that's going to be answered here, and once the seagulls start flying and dropping the new bounties and like the mail of what's going on in the world, where is Sabo, what's Luffy's reaction to that, Shanks is going to be like, calm down, man, relax. But we're not even there yet. We're going to Elbaf after this, probably, but we're not even there yet. But probably by the end of this arc, all of that is going to happen. And I feel like we've been stuck in this huge arc for so long that we haven't been noticing kind of what's going on in the entire world. And how little, at the end of the day, Yonko actually mean to the entire operation. And once Luffy destroys what I believe is going to happen, Luffy beats Kaido. Kaido is captured or killed by CP0 at that point. Because Luffy doesn't really kill people. I don't think he's going to kill him. He's not really a killer. Like, I could bring up all 3 of the arcs that I just brought up. How many of those main guys died? None of them. None of them died. I don't think, but Kaido's got to be... He's kind of got to be axed at this point, just because he is too big of a deal to be left roaming around in the government's mind. Especially if, like, Luffy turns him to maybe being on the side of good, because I think the entire idea of One Piece is about to change. And I think that's when Shanks comes in and introduces that fact. Not only that, but the most important death in the entire show is still connected to Wano with Ace and Yamato. And like the feelings that they have there, and if that is Zoro's dad, then Yamato and Zoro have a connection. But there is so much going on, and I can't even talk to you about who the new Straw Hats are going to be. I'm going to make a video on that. My guess is I think it's just going to be Yamato. I don't think anyone else is going to be one. Okay, just a quick thing on that. Carrot. I think the 2 Minks might die. I think they might both die. But they are going to avenge Pedro and avenge the thing that happened to their people. Both with Nekomamushi killing Piro Sparrow and Inarashi defeating... It's just defeat, because in One Piece people don't really die. They kind of like get left behind, but they're not dead, you know what I mean? Defeating Jack. And I think in doing that, it's going to inspire Carrot to be the new defender of Zou as a whole. And Zou is a part of this. Zou is still a part of Wano. And you find out everything about the samurai, and then it's all going to culminate to Momo's pledge that he just made in the most recent chapter about being the Shogun. And I think it's going to happen because, let's just say they lose, we don't have time. We literally do not have time. This is the first time I've felt like One Piece is going to end. I think One Piece is finally, like, we're getting there. We're getting there, and it's sad. I'm not, like, it's sad, but it's great, because I'm very excited to see how it ends, but it's sad. But I, like, if they do lose, and let's say, like, Luffy's going to have to come back and beat him, and they have some of their people prisoner, and they kind of do like an Enies Lobby thing where they have to rescue all these people. We don't have time. We do not have time. So I think Kaido's going to be defeated. I think Big Mom's going to be captured. And I think Big Mom's dream as a whole, just kind of wanting to bring all the races together, is going to... the dream's too big for her to die. So I think she's actually kind of going to flip to the good side once she realizes what's going on in the whole world, which I'm telling you is going to come out very soon. The elders and everything. Shanks is gonna spill. He's gonna spill, and he's like, Luffy, like, this is what's going on. Now that you've defeated Kaido, we need to all work together to defeat them up there, because they are the issue. And that could bring in the moon. That could bring in a couple things. But we're gonna get the character spotlights, which we've already seen for Frankie, Jinbei, Robin, kind of Nami. She's broken. She just got like the biggest power boost you can get, which is amazing. Shanks is coming in. I'm very excited for this arc to end. Very excited. Not only because it's been a while, but I just think it's going to be amazing. For so many different reasons. Awakened Devil Fruit, possibly? I don't know. But this is all happening. Conqueror's Hockey's a thing. Zoro's going to go off. Sanji's going to go off. And all the final stage is set. We've waited this long. It's finally set. And we just get to enjoy the show, eat our popcorn. And I'm very excited. I think it's going to end the same way a lot of these other arcs have ended that we all love. But it's going to end on a much larger scale that finally brings in all the world building with CP0, the government as a whole, supernovas, all the new Straw Hats, because there's so many Straw Hats. And not only that, but them being pushed to their limits, which is not something we've seen. You can argue that Luffy was pushed to his limits against Katakuri, and I agree, but he's reached new peaks at this point. And I don't think Zoro's been pushed past his limit, maybe to his limit, but he's going to be pushed past his limit now. And he kind of already was against... Supreme Sovereignty? What was it called? The attack that Big Mom and Kaido did. But, Supreme Sovereignty, I think is what it was. But, yeah. Very excited. So I hope you guys are keeping up with it. It's going to end great. It's a shame there's a break this week, but I trust Oda, and I think he's going to do some great work. Yeah. It's going to be sweet. So I will see you guys next time. Leave a like, subscribe if you like it. We're going to be talking more about One Piece and these cold-ass posters. But, yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.